Audio Jungle.
Good evening, Holmes. Reporting live from ASFIU TV. We have 2 breaking stories for you tonight involving IT fraud.
Why is IT fraud so dramatic?
You know we're live, right?
Oh, right. Yes, well, back to the stories. We have one case that involves disgruntled employees from the Initech company and how they somehow managed to embezzle over $500,000.
Our story of the night involves 2 men who nearly schemed $2 million by gaining access to the IT system. We have Danielle. Danielle, are you there?
Thank you, Ronnie, and good evening. I'm reporting live from the Miami-Dade County Courthouse covering these 2 breaking news stories. The first story involves 3 disgruntled employees from Intech Company, an IT clerk, a software programmer, and a manager with override authorities. These individuals schemed to install a software program which automatically transferred fractions of a penny that occurred from investment transactions into a bank account which they controlled. How could this happen, you might ask? Well, you can hear it straight from them.
So tell me, what motivated you to do it, and how did you manage to pull it off? I need an answer.
Well, I guess it all started because we had our job at Initech and I wasn't making enough money to go shopping.
Okay, we all got together one night and decided to install this software which automatically transfer the fractions of a penny from investment transactions to an offshore bank account. We thought we would be able to get away with it since they were such small amounts. Besides, the company owed it to us.
Well, officer, with my management overrides, I was able to download the software without anyone noticing. I guess I should take the most blame for this mess since I was the one entrusted with these override privileges.
It sounded like a foolproof plan. So how did you get caught?
It turns out that the company had internal controls in place to detect this sort of thing. They said that the fraud was made popular by some movie in an office. Never seen it. Maybe we should have.
Maybe.
Well, it's good that it lasts. At least I got this cool show out of it.
Actually, we're going to have to confiscate these as evidence. And the stapler.
Not my stapler!
Are we done here?
No. You haven't answered the most important question.
Which is?
Where's the money?
You're gonna have to figure that one out on your own, man.
So as you can see, this case is still not completely resolved. The story teaches us that it's important to consider all the fraud risks associated with a company's IT system. Take the time to mitigate those risks and set up internal controls that help detect the risk, such as management override abuse, in your company's financial systems in order to prevent this from happening to you. And now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Danielle. We're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back.
Have you seen this happen at your company? Is this something you're afraid of? Well, it doesn't have to. We are IT consultants. We provide solutions to help prevent IT fraud at your company. Our dedicated professionals are here to help your organization maintain a safe and secure network. With our highly trained team of experts, we provide an unparalleled level of service in our industry. Our services include on-site evaluation, recommended action plan, implementation support services, educational webinars, and free attendance to our annual conference. Our experts help educate your IT department on how to identify and mitigate IT fraud risk. Here's what some of our clients had to say.
After the recent events involving the breach of several large retailers' POS systems, we decided to call IT consultants. They were great to work with. A senior account manager, along with an IT professional, came and explained in detail what had happened at those retailers. Not wanting to expose our organization to any potential liability, and such bad press, we decided to engage IT consultants. They laid out a plan that would help identify any potential areas of risk. Once their work was complete, they provided a full report on areas of vulnerability and made recommendations as to how we should address them. They also worked with our IT department to help resolve any potential weaknesses in our system. Their services also included a free week-long educational seminar for our 3 lead IT engineers. At this seminar, they were able to learn about potential security risks as well as additional techniques to help prevent exposure to fraud risks. They also learned about new technologies on the horizon that may help further reduce our company's exposure to these risks in the future. All in all, IT consultant services were invaluable to our organization. I highly recommend them to any company that uses even one computer.
With a growing company, my lover and I were concerned that our rapid growth might be outpacing our ability to manage our internal controls. With the recent deployment of our advanced accounting system, I was concerned that we could potentially have some security risk exposure. So I decided to call IT consultants. They were great. Their team worked alongside our team and reviewed our network from top to bottom. They found a few areas where we had some weaknesses and worked with us to address those shortcomings. They also gave our team access to their portal, where various webinars are available to their clients to keep them informed of new technologies and prevention strategies. I'd hate to think where we'd be without their help.
Don't let your company get caught with its pants down. Call us today for a free consultation. Operators are standing by.
Our next story involves 2 men who schemed to steal over $2 million from a bank. One of these men actually worked at the bank as a manager and was in on the scheme. The other man posed as an IT engineer who was sent to the bank to quote-unquote test the system. Here is how the events unfolded.
Hey man, thanks for coming. What's going on? So listen man, when you walk in, come straight over to me. I'll let you in, but it's very important you wear your IT stuff so that way people don't get suspicious. And also, if they ask you, say that you're from the IT department and you're here for maintenance.
Okay. So, what kind of security should I expect?
Oh, don't worry, man. They just have some network level firewalls and application level firewalls, but trust me, nothing that you can't handle.
Okay.
You're the man for the job.
Okay. Alright, I think I got what I need. I'll see you in
All
a few
right.
days, man.
Alright, cool, man.
Okay.
See ya. Oh, hey, how are you?
You the branch manager?
Yes, sir.
I'm from the bank's IT department. I'm here to inspect the computers. I got a call that there was some slowness in the network, so I'm going to need to get into your back room, unrestricted access, and I can't have anybody back there while I'm working.
Of course, whatever you need. Right this way.
Wait, I don't remember calling the corporate office for an IT issue. Maybe we should call them to see if everything is okay.
No, don't worry. I already called them this morning. When I walked in, I noticed the computer system a bit slow.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. Right this way.
Okay.
These suckers, they don't even know what's coming. Piece of cake.
Luckily, they didn't get away with it. Not long after the story broke and the hacker was arrested, he confessed to the crime and gave the police the bank manager's name in exchange for a plea deal. The bank is currently in the process of tightening their controls, not only on internal threats, but also on threats outside the organization, as seen here. Tonight, we have an exclusive interview with the CEO of the bank on what the organization is doing to mitigate the threat of IT fraud.
Thank you for having me, Danielle. Yes, when we do a risk analysis on our applications, we think about issues such as application-to-application encryption. Part of that is determining if it's capable of application-to-application encryption. In some cases, where it isn't capable, there are decisions that need to be made about other mitigating controls that can be used in this case. Whether it's okay to permit the application to continue the way it is, or if it's reasonable to rewrite the application.
Although the bank seems to be doing everything it can to address this issue, the bottom line is that IT fraud can be lucrative and companies must have policies and procedures in place in order to monitor and detect it. Finally, companies must make sure that there are responsible individuals overseeing these controls. That's all I have for tonight. Sending it back to the studio.
Good stuff, Danielle. Thank you. It's important to note that organizations are at greater risk if they do not have policies in place to prevent management override opportunities within the system.
And if fraud does occur, these organizations may not have plans in place to respond. We've been asked by the police that if you're aware of any fraud that might be occurring to call 1-800-ADMIT-IT. All of these calls will be kept completely confidential. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. Stay classy, Miami.